It's no use. Not so fast. What's wrong? Oh, there's no shame in losing to me. It's snack time! Justice. Strike me now! Your penitence falls on deaf ears! Now, shall we down? You cannot pick up with me! I'll stand here! No way! Mortals have always outnumbered the gods, but quantity falls to quantity.
What's good, YouTube, and welcome back to the channel. Christian here again with another video, and today we're gonna be hunting down bad stall teams because it's almost been a week and people are still picking base form mid DP characters on 4-man teams and even 3-man teams. And honestly, I can't blame them because there's not a lot of people posting DP battle content. So I think a lot of people are just defaulting to the old meta of mid to low DP characters. But I want to help the mode out. I want to transform this mode into something more dynamic and maybe could attract some singles talent, some singles players to try it out. And in order to do that, I'm gonna have to make an example out of some of these players here. So I got my stall team extermination squad here. As you see, the first character on my team is gonna be Bootanks, and if you look at the screen, I'm just putting away these mid DP characters because he is a 7 DP character, so he does a lot more damage and he has a lot more defense compared to these characters. And because he has a regen, basically these characters are gonna have a hard time getting rid of Bootanks here. And you know, so he's gonna be very useful for exterminating mid DP characters. My other character is gonna be Fuse Samasu, like you saw in the intro. And judging this team on paper, you might think I'm gonna stall for regen, but that's not what's gonna happen here. Okay, my mission is to end teams as fast as possible, so I'm gonna be hyper aggressive against these mid DP teams, and hopefully we don't see a timeout screen the entire video. Bootank sadly is hard stuck at 7 DP, so it makes him non-meta in DP battle, but I feel comfortable saying that I got one of the best boos on PS5, so even at 7 DP, I think I can do some damage with him. And Fuse Samasu is at 8 DP, capable of going to 9. So this team right here, while not meta, can easily dispatch 4-man teams and 5-man teams, and if we run into any 10 DP teams, we might be in trouble, but at least Samasu could go to 9 and kind of keep up with that 10 DP character. But like I said, I don't think that's gonna happen because everyone is still using mid DP characters, so I'm not too worried right now. Now, as you see on the screen, my Bootanks is doing obscene damage to poor old 3DP Raditz. Even if Raditz were to open me up, my DP boost to defense basically allows me to tank a crazy number of hits from Raditz, so picking a 5-man squad with a bunch of fodder is basically just throwing the match at this point. And I heard some respected DP battle players lamenting the fact that the mid DPs have fallen out of the meta. But my thing is that this is a 200 character roster we have here. To ask for all the characters to be viable is a tall ask from any game when the roster has so many characters, and the mid DPs have been meta and viable for like 8 months, okay? So this mode had grown very stale as of late, and it needed some life breathed into it to maybe reverse some of the damage done by the HP regen bug back in the day and the changes to win condition. And a lot of you kind of hang out in your own Discord bubbles with other DP battle players, but the reality is that DP battle was in a terrible state, and these changes could be an opportunity to get new players into the community and actually re-establish it as a viable mode alongside singles, okay? So mid DP characters can and will come back in the future at some point, but if I was you guys, I'd be out here posting content in the community, not in a Discord server to an echo chamber to a new audience that may actually enjoy this version of DP battle. But as you see, Retro Flask here is actually very good. He's giving me a lot of issues, but sadly he just doesn't have the firepower to keep up with my characters. Maybe in the old DP battle this team would have been more of an issue, but in the current state of DP battle you need to be able to access higher DPs or you're just gonna end up losing the match. Even if he takes me to timeout, he's not gonna have enough health to win by win condition, and I just have higher DP, so I'm just gonna win the match anyways. In fact, if I'm gonna keep it real, I could beat this team with just Samasu if I wanted to, not because I'm just that much more skilled than him, because 3 DP characters just can't hurt 8 DP characters, while I can just melt through his HP like nothing. So I would like the player base to move away from these 4 and 5-man teams and these mid DP base forms and just start to embrace the 2-man or 3-man teams with higher DPs, so that we could start to see some faster, more exciting matches happen. A lot of the reason why DP battle was so unpopular in the first place was the length of the matches. Players would just fatigue halfway through matches and be forced to deal with cheesy players for like 5 minutes, and reducing the number of characters can alleviate this problem, and maybe we could start to see DP battle become a little bit more popular. Now, going on to the next match, as you see, my opponent here is still clinging to Superhero Gohan, and Superhero Gohan is not good, guys. Maybe at a competitive level he might see some use, but for the average player this character is basically a free kill right now, and I still see base Gohans in some form on every team, sadly. By the time you get to a Beast Gohan, it's basically almost guaranteed that this character is gonna be dead. And if you want to use Gohan, go ahead and use Ultimate version from the start, if anything, okay? His transformation might be costly, but it does give you HP and key back, so it's not a total loss of skill points. But sadly, Beast is only a 9 DP character, so he won't quite be on Whis' level or Beerus' level. So I don't know how meta Ultimate Gohan's gonna be. Now, another positive change to changes in DP battle is the nerfs to androids. A lot of the androids are hard stuck in their DP levels. They don't have transformations, so it makes them kind of like a risky pick compared to transformation characters. Android 13 here, for example, used to be really scary, but now he's starting from 5 DP, and I could do crazy damage to him, and his transformation only allows him to match me in power. So by transforming, I continued the pressure because I wanted to take advantage of his reduced defense here. My goal is to get him as low as possible before he gets that DP bonus to defense. So I get him into red health, so when he transforms, it basically puts him in kill range once he chooses to transform. Out of desperation, he empties his whole key bar, which basically means we got a dead android here walking, okay? So I gotta be aggressive here and kill him before he regains his key advantage, and let me see if we get the job done. I use the after image to guarantee the kill, and down goes Android 13. So here comes Superhero Gohan, already dead basically, so I switch into Samasu. He tries to push me, so basically here comes the checkmate, down goes Gohan. And like I said, Gohan is not a good character right now, guys. Just start from ultimate. You get a lot more damage and a lot more defense that way. Finally comes the ace character on his team, 6 DP Kefla. In my opinion, too underpowered to be an ace character. The ace character on your team should be at least 7 DP or above, with access to a transformation to go to 9 or 10 by the end of the match. Okay, for example, Base Gogeta, Jiren, MUI Sign, Ultimate Gohan, all these characters can be aces on your team. Or even go ahead and start at 10 DP with a Whis or a Beerus. Okay, 6 DPs can be good backups, but they're not ace characters. So here he chooses to transform to get a little bit more power and match me in stats. Now, I heard the disparity between DP stats was crazy broken by other players, but here I was able to do 9k damage with 17 hits with a 2 DP advantage. Again, maybe at the top level this is felt a lot more, but right here the damage I'm doing doesn't feel too crazy. In singles, you could get off about 14k damage with 2 resets from Super Perfect Cell against Baby Vegeta, and this seems on par with that, more or less. Nothing too crazy in my opinion. So the stat advantage is definitely felt a lot more with disparities above 3 DP, which is why I wouldn't bother with 5 DPs or 4 DPs in the current meta. So sadly, my opponent here didn't get that memo, so he wasted a slot on Superhero Gohan and didn't get enough power to even come close to killing me. So we end the match with a dub for me. So just to conclude the video, this is not a brag video to just show off how good I am, okay? This is actually to show that there's a lack of education of how DP battle is supposed to be played after these changes. And I would like to see other DP battle players come out and make instructional videos about the mode instead of running away from these changes. There's an opportunity here to kind of grow DP battle again and draw in a new crowd, especially once rank comes back, because inevitably players are going to come back to try to regain their ranks again. But even if other players don't see this as an opportunity, y'all know you can come right here for Sparking Zero content, including the new DP battle mode that just came out. And soon I'll be making an updated version to my fundamental neutral guide for beginners who want to get back into Sparking Zero. So I'll catch you there, and peace out.
Mortals have always outnumbered the gods, but quantity falls to quality every